Okay, so it snowed like 8 inches yesterday. Uh, so the brightness level is on like 4 million right now, so I can't hardly see nothing. But we've got this new reel to test out. I had mentioned in a video before that I kind of just deleted it, didn't make it on the channel, I don't believe, but I might have a clip from the video. But anyway, I had the old Zebco Propel reel on this Hank Parker speed stick, IM8. Really nice rod. I love this rod. It's super light. It's got a good backbone to it. It's just an all around. I really like this rod. And it's got some orange accent here, like anodized aluminum. Got some orange on the handle here. All around nice. Every single like one of these little eyelets. Well, not every. Nope, never mind. It stops right there. But anyway, nice rod. And it had that like $35 or $40. I think it's like a $40 reel on it. The Propel reel. And I felt like it was kind of an injustice for this rod to have such a kind of a cheaper end reel on it. And I'd actually reach out and kind of tried to contact Piscifun and see if they wanted to kind of work and kind of hash out a deal or something. And they didn't even email me back to say screw off. Like, I'm the kind of person where I at least would like a response. So whenever they kind of just blew me off and didn't even respond, I started looking around, and Favorite kind of popped into my mind, because Favorite is the brand that used to make the rods and stuff for the Guggen squad. And I had seen a few like Instagram reels where Favorite had been coming out with some new stuff, so I thought, well, I'll check them out. And we were in Dick's Sporting Goods 2 days ago, and I was wanting to get some lures and stuff. I was thinking about getting one of the Mondo kit, like the Pro Mondo kits, or something along the lines of like a mystery box type thing. But my brain, like, I don't like mysteries, so my brain's like, don't do it. Just get yourself like a Filthy Frog or something like that. But I'd seen this and I thought, well, it kind of, is it in? Yeah. It's kind of hard to see. I was like, this is kind of perfect. It was right at the edge of my budget for the day that I allotted myself. And with the 2-year plan where you just kind of call and say, hey, my reel broke, they don't hardly ask any questions. I don't think, according to the guy, they just say, hey, send it back, bring it in, call this number, and we'll get you a new one twice. So for up to 2 years, they will replace this thing twice. So that was an extra like $15. It's like $74 for the reel. It was like $69.99. It was like $74 something. And then all in all, it was like $89 for this. $75 is in that, not quite a budget. Like that Zebco Propel was a budget reel. This is kind of like the intermediate. It's not like the $300 lose Pro TI or nothing like that, but like, I think it's a 6.2 to 1, 6.4 to 1. So it's up there in the speeds. I have the Lose Speed Spool Xfinity. It's like a 7.2 or 7.3 or 7.4 to 1, something like that. So this is a little slower than that, and then I have one that's kind of in the middle range a little bit, and then I have one that's below that. So I've got kind of a step up in speeds. Honestly, I have not cast this thing yet, but it's so smooth. This is, so far the brakes are, it goes to 5, and they are on 5, so first impressions. Okay. First impression, very, very smooth. There's quite a bit of resistance because, you know, it's a big spoon, or, well, leaf, and Bandito Bug's got quite a bit of appendages, catching wind, catching air. That wasn't too bad, but I wasn't spicing the cast. Let's try a little bit spicier. Okay. So that's pretty much where the propel was going. That's about as far as it was going. And this thing is pretty well maxed on the brakes. So let's put it on 4. Oh, mercy. Pretty sure I just landed right on top of a fish. So, immediately, like 1,000 times better than the propel, which I kind of expected, but just night and day. I mean, it's, oh, that's froze. That's why it, okay. So the bottom half of the pond, or the bottom quarter of the pond is frozen. Ooh. Oh, I love this reel, like, oh my goodness. Okay, let's go 3.5. Okay, that's pushing. That's pushing it. Let me click it up one more to like 3 3.75. That one kind of acted like it wanted to spool a little bit. And do you hear that? It's like so, it's so good. Like, I don't know, it's satisfaction. That is so satisfying, that nice click. Now we're gonna put it back down to like 3.5. That blade, I don't think it's, I can't remember, I don't believe it's one of the Colorado. I'm pretty sure the Colorado, well, maybe that is a Colorado, because I think the other ones are like a Willow or something. Anyway, that's quite a big blade for, and you can feel it. It definitely catches a lot of water, and it's got some nice resistance to it. I've been watching some videos on how to like really properly tune a bait caster, And the guy said that usually, most of the time, whenever people are adjusting their tension, their spool tension, they should be adjusting their brakes or vice versa. And he said, like, if you, let's see, I'll open this up. See how it's got a good bit of side to side. He said, turn it, close it up until that side to side is pretty much gone. Then you can kind of get in here and fine tune with your brakes. So let's see. That was just effortlessly all the way across my pond. So definitely, this honestly, I'll have to try with a little bit more stuff, a little bit more lures, and kind of try something that has a little bit less drag in the water. But right now, this might top the Xfinity, which, again, the Xfinity is about the same price point for the reel as this one was. So they're kind of really in that same ballpark, but with the higher speed of the Xfinity, you lose a little bit of that torque, the reeling torque. So like a 5.7, 5.5 to 1 is going to be way easier to reel, because you've got more torque in the handle, in the reel itself, versus one that's going to spin very, very fast and retrieve really fast, like a 7.5 or whatever, 8 to 1. A whole lot more speed, but there's less torque in the handle itself to rotate, so you've got to put more effort into it. It's kind of it's a trade-off. You get one, you give a little bit to get a little bit. But I really actually wasn't expecting to catch anything in the pond today. I haven't caught anything in the pond for quite a while, but I figured this right here was probably a good bet. If I were to, get a bite, this would be something that would bring a little bit more attention from like the wintertime bite. But this is mostly just a first cast review, and like, honestly, it's pretty amazing. It's definitely up there with the Xfinity. It's in the same price range. I don't know, like I said, this is just first time handling, not first time handling, but first time using it, casting it, trying it out. And smoothness is top notch. I haven't cleaned it, I haven't greased it, lubed it up, nothing like that. And it is just, the smoothness is on a different level. The fit and finish, it's really nice. That doesn't look like a paint. That actually looks like it's kind of the collar, like it's actual molded, that collar. It's not painted over. This is kind of a nice touch. It's a little loose, like there's some play in it, but for what it is, it's just for the braking system. It's not out in the open. It's not really going to get smashed on and like dinged up. So it's kind of tucked away. It's not wide out in the open. It's got plastic gears underneath it, but like I said again, it just rotates a magnet, like a magnet assembly type thing. So I really don't think, again, that is necessarily a bad thing that it's plastic. It takes some of the weight down, because it's not really got to do much. It doesn't hold any like real weight. That's what I'm saying. Like, it just moves a magnet block, and that's all it does. There's no need for it to be like titanium or anything like that. It lowers that would raise the cost, although it would still be light. It would raise the cost up a lot, and that's kind of, I think it's called the favorite balance, and daggone, I don't even know if I talked about that in the beginning, but this is the favorite balance reel. It has a rod with it too, but I just seen this in Dick's and thought this would make a really, really good reel. It's my favorite color. I love orange, and it also matches the Hank Parker rod, so good combo. Like a $50 or $60 rod, I think. I honestly can't quite remember. Like, it's in the $50 to $60 range after tax and all of that. And this thing being like $75 after tax, plus if you get the 2-year warranty, where you can get this thing replaced twice for free, which is an awesome deal, I think. This kind of is now my most expensive setup at like $135-ish. So I really expect it to perform well, but so far it does. I really like how this thing does. It's very smooth. Like I said, I might need to use something with a little bit smaller of a weight, or not weight, but like something that has less drag and resistance in the water. But I mean, if you have a Lew's Xfinity, I put it really close to the Xfinity. The grips are alright, but I'm used to the Win grips. I think that's what they're called, WINN, and they're like the Lew's grips, but they've got the same kind of like flathead. You can unscrew these, and I might try to find some anodized orange Win grips for it, just because that's what I'm used to. I'm not used to this flat, but I mean, it might grow on me. I don't know. But let's get a few more casts in there. Just kind of, again, just kind of getting a feel for it. And this did have, and I mentioned I kind of wanted to try a left-handed retrieve because I cast with my right hand. But and they did have both retrieve, and I almost bought the left-handed retrieve reel, but like I was actually walking down the aisle heading towards the register, and I kind of burn it, and my hands sort of like, the reel kind of outpaced my hand because it's kind of an unusual motion. But whenever I grabbed the right hand like this one, and I burn it, it was much more controlled, and like my hand kept up with the reel. So I was like, I don't want to spend that kind of money on a reel that I'm just not sure if my hands are going to be able to really enjoy it. So I just went with the tried and true, the ones that I've used. It's a little bit quirky, but like I've seen like Norm, lots of people do the cast with the right and then switch over and reel with the right. So I mean, if it works, I ain't really gonna. Okay, that was super duper duper close to pretty gnarly backlash, so we're going to click the brake forward one more time. Oh, and for line, I have 12-pound Berkeley Vanish. Well, this thing loads up on the rod using this. Oh, I got some lily pads. It's always a good thing to get those out of here. Can we? Come here. Come here. Man. I won't. Oh well. Try just a couple more times. Ah. I don't want pads in the pond. So far, I really like it. Like really. Very smooth. Cast great. Or birds. Birds should not make that much noise. I'm sorry, they shouldn't. Oh, I had a huge lot of lily pads and then they let go. So, immediate first impressions. Love it. It is amazing. I guess a little bit later on, I can give you a kind of more in-depth, after I've actually used it for quite a while, do like a update on strength, durability. Did it stay working as good as it does new? But I haven't really, I honestly haven't even seen, like you look up favorite balance reel, and the only thing you get is like the new rod line, or the new rod that they come out with, like the balance rods. You don't really see anything on the reel on YouTube. Like, I haven't seen anything on the reel on YouTube unless it's just way down deep and I haven't seen. Like, it's kind of like low in the algorithm, I guess. So like the channels that made videos on it are like, they don't get as much view time, popularity and stuff. But hopefully this can get out to some people, because first impression, I am very happy with the purchase. Do I feel like it's worth the $90 for the 2-year replacement twice guarantee kind of thing? Right now, yes. You ever go to like buy something and you get like that buyer's anxiety, like, I don't know if this is going to be a good idea or not? Did not get it with this, and right now I still don't have it. They have other reels in this price range. They actually had 3 or 4 favorite reels there. And I wanted to match this Hank Parker rod for obvious reasons. That's what it was going on. And that anodized orange is really, really, really close to this anodized orange, so I figured it matches. And I mean, honestly, that is a very nice, it's kind of like there's some dull grays and blacks and then the kind of a bright orange, and it helps accent the rod a lot. So I do like it. I do recommend it. Right now, I'm going to say yes, it is worth the money. So just kind of stick around, and we're going to be getting our licenses really soon because, like I said, like it snowed like 8 inches. So technically winter is over, but it's not done yet. So I'm going to be going to some lakes and rivers and creeks and stuff, hopefully. So stick around. I will give a more kind of a longevity review and see how it holds up. So the favorite balance, 5+1 ball bearing, 6:4 to 1 gear ratio. I like it.